Well, I think it's fair to say, Brexit, day happened. I know there's a lot of people who are very happy, some people quite upset. For me, they got their just desserts. A lot of people really wanted to have this happen, and as soon as possible. Well, even though the decisions ultimately with the deal between the EU and Britain won't initiate until the 31st of December, there's still that air of joy that pervades through much of the working class and conservative and right-wing elements that they have every reason to be proud of it. Personally, for me, I have mixed feelings about the Brexit thing because I actually embrace countries that are actually quite forward-thinking, quite progressive, like Norway and Finland, Denmark and Iceland, but they're not actually EU countries, they're Schengen. So to some extent, I do sympathise with them, even though they don't really like to tie themselves too much to EU policy. I'm grateful that, Britain uses the pound, they don't use the euro. I'm grateful for British culture, film, TV and music. I hold it heartedly, like if it was my own brother. Unfortunately, I don't have any siblings. They passed away at childbirth. But we'll see how things go for the future ahead. I don't think it's going to be very good. I did not agree with the decision to have Boris Johnson as the Prime Minister. I think Jeremy Corbyn would have made a much better alternative. Yes, he is very progressive, he's anti-Semitic, or blah, 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 but that doesn't bother me. Because if you think about it, for a lot of people, with his views on the European Union, he actually was sceptical and critical of EU policy. A lot of people like to forget that when it's convenient for them. I'm not entirely sure why people on the left have been enamoured to go the opposite way and say, we're going to remain, oh no, take into account. Well, accountability is a great thing. But when corporations benefit under EU policy over working class people, and they don't really have to pay too much in taxes, or find ways to exploit workers on the cheap when you can get someone who's from a small town like Skegness in Lincolnshire, and he can't have any money, he can't get ahead. Well, what are you going to do? So I understand for the Brexit decision, but I do think it can have very unintended consequences, and I'm not looking forward to them. If it was me, I would not be there right now, and I wouldn't be in the US. I wouldn't be in both countries, the countries that I grew up and were raised in. I would rather be somewhere else. I know what you're thinking. Oh, you just want because you don't like the person who got elected into office. Well, shut the fuck up! You people on the internet with your right-wing screed, you just annoy me. I pick people on the left as well, but right-wing is a special breed of... Oh, God help me out. Same with that impeachment proceedings. It's not going to happen. Trump's going to be acquitted. Through and through, no charges. The House of Representatives, unfortunately, wasted their time. If anything, what they should have focused on was policy. Because even though Trump done some pretty whacked out stuff, people are going to stick to their guns, people are going to stick to their party affiliations, and he was still going to get away with whatever he could get away with. Did you think the Republicans were going to have a single moment to say, oh, he did do some terrible things. I think we should, charge him for certain stuff. I'm sure there's one or two of them that would like that, but I'm sure they're worried that if they criticize him too much, they're going to lose their seat in the elections coming up in November this year. That's going to be quite terrifying, but it's also going to be quite interesting to see how things turn out. I would prefer good, progressive people, even libertarians, win seats, not establishment people, and not Republicans. Please, do yourself a favor. And if Joe Biden wins as presidential candidate of the Democratic Party, Trump will win again through and through in a landslide, even if Bernie got it, who I would prefer to be over any of the Democratic candidates. Trump's very likely to win again, because let's face it, most people are conservative. You look at the backlash surrounding Colin Kaepernick kneeling down for the NFL. You go all the criticisms about, oh, European Union, all these Hollywood, London elite liberals, who they think they are, living off so high, getting benefits from the Labour Party and all that globalism, bollocks. Hey, I don't know what to do with these people. But sometimes I just wish I'd hide inside a bunker and not have to hear anyone spout their own garbage. You know, free king and free speech, whatever, but if you group together and bind your policies to get to the highest level, Parliament, House of Commons, Congress, a lot of shit can turn really nasty, and it'll turn into authoritarianism or fascism at the flick of a switch. Mark my words, it can happen if it happened in Nazi Germany, and if it's happening right now in the Knesset in Israel, and Brazil's Congress with Jair Bolsonaro, it can happen in America or Britain, and it very well might be happening now. We just don't even know it because MSM doesn't want to talk about it. Shh, BBC, CBS, shh, we can't. Shh, no. And as well, with Super Bowl adverts, I was very surprised by a lot of the choices that were depicted. I definitely liked, this is on a lighter note, I wanted to not talk about politics and all that nonsense. But I like that one from the Walmart. I know they're terrible to employees, but I thought including Men in Black, Lego Movie, and Toy Story all in one just made my day very, very well. And who could forget Emily Hampshire was in that ad for Tide clothing? Emily Hampshire is a very beautiful actress. She's from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. She's been a particular favourite of mine called The Trotsky with Jay Baruchel, who you probably know as the voice of Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon. I was glad to see her in something, and some of those ads that were quite political, from Secret Deodorant and that one that was Anquan Bolden. He was talking about police brutality. That was pretty interesting. Michael Bloomberg and Trump's one was like, caught me off guard a little bit there for a second. I was like, huh? What are they trying to do? And, my brain's fried. I don't want to, I probably should stop. I'll talk about the Birds of Prey on the next video that I will do. But until next time, thank you for watching Skinny. But I just wanted to get a lot of sort of stuff that's been going on in my mind, politically speaking, off my chest. And also, I'm a big fan of advertising and controversy. So it's always nice to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl for that one quick second. Skinny Bert signing off. Until next time, keep on watching.